up, fellas? Welcome to Pick Central on the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. I am Barstool Mitzi, joined by Smitty. We've got a couple other people maybe straggling in during the show, but football season at Barstool, everybody's getting pulled a million directions. Thrilled to be in here, and we're going to really smash some NFL breakdown today. But before we get into that, Pick Central brought to you by the fine folks at Fireball.
Yeah, free your fire with an ice cold shot of Fireball. Sometimes life can get serious and fast, and adult responsibilities become overwhelming. Trust me, they do. But everyone needs an excuse to let loose and have some fun. During the moments of stressful adulting and letting yourself have some fun, Fireball Whiskey is there to help you say F it and free your fire. Fireball takes any event to the next level, whether it be a mundane work happy hour, a crazy pregame, or just watching football with some friends, or for me, feeding the kid, going to church, baptisms, weddings, funerals. Fireball is right there for you. Fireball is all about flipping the script on life and turning it into everyday events that you'll be telling stories about for years. Fireball's iconic cinnamon flavor tastes fire going down, and it goes down easy, making it the ultimate crowd pleaser. That's why it's the number one shot in the U.S. The Fireball 50 milliliter shooters are perfect to ignite a pregame, tailgate, or darty. 50 ml, that's milliliters, correct?
Yes.
It's not miles.
No, that 50 miles would be a lot of Fireball.
It would be a lot of Fireball.
Well,
plus, no shot glass needed, just crack back and knock it back. That's 50 milliliters. Next time you're deciding between adulting and fun, say F it and free your fire with an ice-cold Fireball shot. And we got the Fireball F it pick of the day coming to you later. Fireball, delicious. And I got to give Ben Mintz some credit here. Ben Mintz, some ironically or even not ironically take shots at you from time to time.
I take a few, yeah.
Especially not being here. I came to the producers because I knew it was just going to be us two today about like 11:10, seeing what was going on, who was going to host, and you proclaimed prima nocta on that host chair 50 minutes before the show, and I applaud you for saddling up and taking action.
I knew I was, what do you mean? I knew I was hosting. Well, when they announced, when Rico had the dozen today, I knew today I was hosting Old School. You know, I've got about 5 years experience doing all this sports.
I know.
It's radio nonsense. So, yeah.
The Old School was the Mincy Hour?
Yeah. Dude, I was 3 hours a day, man. I'm telling you, I was horrible my first year in sports radio. I mean, you talk about 3 hours, you got a longer radio show than Braveheart every day. You got to throw the kitchen sink at it. But by year two or year three, I got pretty good. I did 4 years of it. So, but it's fun. I missed.
Was that sober Mincy days or was that?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like I'll be honest, my Old School performance, like I was in Shreveport, like Northwest Louisiana. Like, I was good enough when I was boozing and partying to where, like, you know, I was good enough to still have a pretty good radio show. Not on, like, a national level, but, like, locally, I was better than most. And so I was able to kind of carry the party and have fun. And it didn't start till 3 p.m. every day, Smitty. So you could wake up with that hangover at 11 a.m. and you still –
Exactly. But now you're still partying and still doing the show.
There you go. Well, we got a lot of stuff to get into today. Thursday night football with the Barstool Sportsbook. We've had a lot of unders in these primetime games, and boy, this Colts-Broncos matchup. I mean, I don't feel like this is the Matt Ryan versus Russell Wilson in the 2012 NFC playoffs matchup that it was 10 years ago when Atlanta beat Seattle in a thriller before Seattle won their first Super Bowl. I feel like the age has gotten to them. Some injuries tonight, too. Jonathan Taylor out.
So Wilson was around? Yeah, he was around.
Yeah, he was his rookie. I believe it was his rookie year because he was 2011 Wisconsin. And the Seattle, like, that was their first year being good. They lost this, like, heartbreaker at Atlanta in the playoffs. And the next year, they just won the Super Bowl.
Talk about old. Matt Ryan's pretty old.
Yeah, he was the 08 draft. Because remember, the big thing was when Jake Long got drafted over him because Parcells didn't like Matt Ryan in Miami.
Matt Ryan, shout out Penn Charter. He's old. He's my age. He's old. Like, if you're playing high school football in southeastern Pennsylvania, when I'm playing high school football, like, you are old, my friend. And granted, he cleaned himself up. He had a lot of acne in high school. Looks great now.
Matt Ryan did?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. So did you play against him?
No, we did not play directly against each other. He went to Penn Charter. He was part of a.
How good? I know he went to Baltimore. How good was he in high school?
He was good. He was really good. He should have went to, I believe, Westchester East, but he, yeah. I mean, he was. If you're a D1 recruited quarterback, you're fucking good, no matter where you are. People take shots at like Caleb. Shout out Francis for being like a mascot. If you are recruited to play D1 football as a quarterback, you are fucking good.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, above and beyond good. And Matt Ryan was very good in high school, and obviously he was in college, and he was what?
He got BC
overall?
up to, number 2 in the country at one point. I mean, you don't see that kind of stuff.
What, number 3 overall pick? Or 2?
Yeah, it was 3rd overall because the big thing, like I said, was Parcells, and Miami had the 1 pick, and they took Jake Long, the tackle out of Michigan, over him.
Now he's old, and I love him tonight, baby. I love the Colts. Plus 3.5, I absolutely love. And we'll get into the parlay plus later. We're going to do it later if people trickle in, right?
Yeah, we're sure, and everybody kind of comes with their own thoughts on the parlay. Plus, we're going to continue doing the Pick Central parlay. Big shout-out to Ebo and Za and Booze and our crew. I love what's going on with Pick Central. While we're at it, like and subscribe to the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. Also, we're releasing Pick Central as a podcast every day after the show, so if you don't see it, you can go back. You can watch it. I believe I was told by Booze we had 400,000 total views last month, and he wants to do 500,000 this month. So we need.
And Zaz still needs a contract, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So please, if you want to put food on Zaz's table, subscribe.
So that's the most important thing for me. Smash them like buttons, man. Smash it, smash it, smash it.
Like and subscribe to the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. Smitty, I want to get into one thing. I know we're going to.
Hey, we'll talk about the NFL games later. I want to talk baseball.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Baseball.
You caught me as I was transitioning. I said,
Caught you this time without your pants down, pants up, baseball.
yeah, no, that's what I was saying. The Phil, what a great time just in general. I mean, you're a huge Philadelphia sports fan. Eagles, 76ers have optimism, and the Phillies are back in the playoffs the first time in 11 years. I mean, the vibe's got to be pretty high here.
We're going to talk more about the Sixers and how I feel about them when the NBA starts. But, yeah, I think that we're going to have the best regular season for the Sixers team that's ever happened. Playoffs, we'll see. But Eagles 4-0, Phillies in the playoffs tomorrow. Starting 9 brought up a fascinating argument of the 4 teams that have buys. It's such an egregious advantage, as it should be. You play 162 games. You're the best 2 teams in your respected league. You should have that advantage. Do you think that any one of those 4 teams, Yankees, Astros, Braves, or Dodgers, are going to lose in the first round?
It's 3 out of 5 first rounds. That does put it a little more up for grabs. The Yankees, just looking at the playoff bracket, the Yankees play the winner of the Rays and Guardians. Feel pretty good about that. I know the Rays have been a pain in the ass for them in the playoffs, but I don't feel like they're quite as good this year. Astros, I don't, because the pitching. Dodgers, God, it's so hard to go against the Dodgers. So was Dodger, and then the fourth was the Braves. I mean, I think one of them will lose, but I couldn't tell you which.
I agree. I think one of them has to lose. I don't know who, and I don't know how, because the Mets already said they're resting DeGrom and saving him for the second round, which is cocky as all.
Dude, I don't believe that. If they get to a game 3,
cocky as all.
I don't believe that. If they get to a game 3, I think
you have to.
Yeah,
you have to.
No, I think that's bullshit.
You have to throw him.
You can't not throw him in a game 3. You can't.
Assuming that doesn't happen, okay, the Mets are going to have Scherzer and DeGrom pitch 2 games in the second round. You're wasting through 2 of your aces for any team that's playing in the wild card. And yes, I think the Phillies do have a good chance to beat the Cardinals. They match up against them very, very, very well. They have an ERA of like 6 going against the Braves and the Mets. They have an ERA under 3 going against the Cardinals. I think they have a very realistic shot, and the line shows that they're only plus 120 to win that series at Busch Stadium. I don't think they have a shot in to beat the Dodgers or Braves.
Well, you're free rolling like you're in the playoffs the first time in 11 years. If you beat the Cardinals, you're totally.
I'm happy right now.
No, exactly.
The Cardinals.
You ended the streak.
I'm happy, but I don't see them winning in the second round. To be honest with you, other than the Mets, maybe the Guardians, I don't see any other team winning the second round either.
Well, the Mets thing, I mean, on paper with Scherzer.
Guardians are kind of feisty, and they have a great bullpen.
The Mets thing, you always think like out loud with Scherzer and DeGrom that you think in a 3 out of 5 series, if you got those guys, you'd have a chance.
But then again, if the Padres come out hot, finally play up to the potential, sweep the Mets, go into their series second, like just fucking flaming, I guess that can be any team. That can be any team.
Few things I want to mention over the weekend, Barstool-wise. College football show at Rutgers. It's Friday night, I believe, at 5 o'clock. Is that right, guys?
5:30.
5 or 5:30. The game's at 7. Weather looks really good. Should be pretty wild at Rutgers. And then right after that, live stream in Hoboken. These Mets playoff streams are going to be I don't know
That'll be
what.
something. I'm kind of happy the Phillies aren't playing the Mets. It would have been great content, just like trying to rile up Frank. But I mean, they're going to do it on their own. Other notes for this weekend at Barstool Sansom tomorrow, 2:07 first pitch. We will be having a watch party, a Phillies watch party. So if you're in Philly, come on down, baby. Lots of specials, lots of deals. They're opening early, 2 p.m. Come down. I'll be there. Jordy will be there. We got playoff baseball, baby, back in Philly. So I won't be on the show, but if you're in Philly, swing by.
That's awesome. I mean, having your own bar in your own city.
Oh, it's amazing.
So, Mincy, we got the details for
Just-
the
All right, live from Rutgers.
Just don't
It's
hop on
actually
the mic.
5:30 Eastern, right by the stadium. It looks like, wow, it looks incredibly close to the stadium. The college football show, Brandon Walker will be back for this. Dave will be there as well. And right after that, Dave heading, I believe, rumors that he's going to be on the Hoboken stream because these Mets playoff streams have got the potential. I just was talking with Frank, came in and said, oh, the Mets can never hit you, Jarvis. And I just was like, Frank, I got my own problems. I literally don't care at all. But is anybody going to punch Frank on one of these streams? I mean, I think it's going to get so bad, dude.
I don't think you can. You're allowed to.
Yeah.
Any sort of physical interaction, but Clem.
KFC, too.
Well, Kev's always going to be. Actually, Kev is more positive about the Mets than any aspect of his life.
No, he is
Which
positive
is
about the Mets, but
shocking.
the Frank stuff drives him so nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
So it's
I think
war.
he like hangs out doesn't hang out like out in the main content area anymore.
It's a civil war between Frank and Clem and the We Gotta Believe guys. So it's going to be a sight to see.
Dave's just going to be sitting there instigating it with Frank was right the whole.
Oh, of course. And to be honest with you, the Padres aren't a pushover. They're really not. So the Mets, KFC and Clem better be hoping, praying for a clean sweep so they can have a chance in the next round.
Smitty, I want to ask this. So baseball, this actually reminds me of how college baseball does the super regionals with the 2 out of 3 in a home spot. That's kind of what similar to this is. But I love this. Instead of one game,
yeah.
I mean, you play 162 freaking games. You shouldn't have one
Exactly.
game aside everything. The season's so astronomically long. I love this 2 out of 3 thing.
No, I 100% agree. I feel bad for Pirates fans who had to watch Andrew McCutchen go one and done for like 5 years in a row because of one wild card game. I think it's still a distinct advantage for the home team, but it gives everybody a chance.
Well, look at the difference. You talk about obviously so much was made of the Mets, Braves, and NL East the last few months at Barstool. You know, the Braves, sit there and look at their draw compared to the Mets. The Mets got to beat the Padres and then go to L.A. I mean, that's freaking brutal. The Braves get the winner of Phillies Cardinals at home. I mean, like I said, it's good that they have the wild card thing, but you can see the difference. I mean, it's obviously going to be a lot easier for the Braves, I would think. I mean, you never know in playoff.
Braves, I mean, you never know. Braves handled the Phillies in and out this year. They're so good. I think if I had to put it down right now, I think they're, plus 500 on the Barstool Sports book to win.
I'm about to look up.
Win it all. They would be my choice to win it all again. They're just so fucking good.
Yeah,
They're so good.
They got that experience now last year winning.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers, most talented, obviously. The Astros are up there, but the Braves, they're just so good. I hate how good they are. And I hate how they just coming out of nowhere. Like Michael Harris, like they're blowing this guy, Christian Pache, for years, saying like, oh, he's going to be the future center fielder. They dish him off for Matt Olson. This kid, Michael Harris, comes up. You don't even know him. He's going to be the best player on their team. Like, he will be the best player on their. I don't even know how that's possible. Where the fuck did he come from? He's awesome. He is awesome. And Vaughn Grissom, yeah, he fell off a little bit. He's awesome. They're starting pitching. Striker.
Oh yeah. The rookie Spencer Strider.
Like what? Just getting 200 Ks this year? Like he's out of nowhere. Max Fried, like still young buck. He's an ace. Like I don't get it. And Charlie Morton,
Did Soroka could get back too? He was trying to. I know.
I don't know if he is. Cole Hamels ain't pitching for him. I know that. But even like Charlie Morton, yeah, he had a little bit of a down year this year, but he's, besides Verlander, probably the most playoff-tested pitcher in the league and successful. Like, they're just so good.
Updated odds to win
so fucking good.
Updated odds to win the World Series in the Barstool Sports book.
Dodgers will smoke the Braves.
Dodgers.
What are you talking about, Trent Thomas? What happened last year? The Braves are better than they were last year. And you're telling me the Dodgers are going to smoke them? I guess you can argue the Dodgers are better because they have Freeman and they're obviously playing better, but they're not going to smoke the Braves. Sorry.
Updated odds. Dodgers plus 315. Astros plus 385. Braves 5-1. Yankees 11-2. Mets 10-1. Then huge drop-off. Blue Jays 17-1. Cardinals 20-1. Rays 22. Padres 25. Phillies 30. Seattle 30. Cleveland 33. My question to you, Smitty, is of these long shots, I would consider Toronto all the way to Cleveland the long shots. The ones that it goes from 10 to 17-1. Who of these long shots do you think has the best value?
I think either Seattle or Cleveland, to be honest, and they're both the bottom horses. I think the NL is the Dodgers or Braves to roll, if not the Mets, and you want to consider them long shots. I think Blue Jays have the talent too. They just haven't put it together this year, especially with the pitching staff for some reason. Like Barrios, not.
Yeah, he's been bad. I was betting overs in his games all year.
I mean, Gaussman and their other horse, they're good, but I think they're too inconsistent. I don't think they're going to be able to put it together. The Guardians, they're young, and people trash on them because they're in the Central, as they should. They still won 90-plus games. Their bullpen is legit. I mean, they got Quantrill and McKenzie at the top of that starting rotation that I watched McKenzie pitch a couple times this year where he looked like an absolute ace, like a firebred stud. They're going to be able to compete. The Mariners, kind of the same situation. Like, they're young. They like with Julio and their pitching staff is Kirby and Castillo and Robbie Ray, who hasn't pitched, Cy Young potential, but you still get it done. Like, they're not an easy out. And obvious playoff experience might hurt them.
Toronto
with those odds. Yeah, but the Toronto just never put together this year. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all.
That's fair. Well, either way, what a sports weekend ahead. I mean, we've got all the baseball, 2 out of 3. That's starting. We've got a huge college football Saturday. I know we're going to be streaming once again in Hoboken. Really, I think we're going to do the stream early. I hadn't gotten exact confirmation. I'm hoping it's during that Tennessee-LSU game.
And we might get the calls up. I'm on the YouTube chat. If anybody wants to say anything noteworthy or question, we'll pass it along. So far, we have Smitty is so cringeworthy. Smitty doesn't know baseball. Thank you for respecting Cleveland, Smitty. Shout out Cleveland. But anything else? By all means.
All right, I want to touch on, before we get into the NFL, we're going to talk about one of our great advertisers, the #1 digital wallet for sports bettors, Skrill. Create your free account at Skrill.com/Barstool. Coming soon to the Barstool Sportsbook, Skrill is a digital wallet perfect for gamblers. Skrill is for money movers and makers, allowing you to instantly deposit and withdraw your money. Sophisticated gamblers such as Smitty and myself use Skrill to manage their bankroll, whether they are playing games like poker or betting on their favorite sports. It's one of the safest and most secure digital wallets, and once it's part of the Barstool Sportsbook, you'll be able to deposit and withdraw instantly without limits. Skrill also lets you transfer money to another Skrill member and take advantage of some of the best money transfer rates around. So make sure to sign up at Skrill.com/Barstool to create your free account and complete the account verification by clicking Follow the Game after registering so you can start using their digital wallet today. Reiterate, like, and subscribe to the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. All right.
Real quick, people are asking about Stufiner, the great Stufiner. Led out with a kind of, I wouldn't say questionable tweet, just as kind of a leading tweet. And all I have to say is this. If the fanfare that Stufiner deserves is based if his outing here is that tweet, I don't agree with it. I don't agree. I think he deserves a lot more of a send-off than that. So if you think that tweet is real, more power to you. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer at all. I think he deserves a little bit more of a send-off than a single tweet.
I think things are still undecided, and it's just he's leaning into it. But who knows?
I don't know.
I really don't know either. I'm just speculating. I don't know anything more. I do know the winds of change are blowing, but I don't know, as far as future. I can't really speculate on that. All right, let's get into this NFL week. We're going to wait and do our Parlay Plus. We might have some more people straggling in, so we're going to do the Colts Broncos, the Pick Central Parlay, which I'm loving. I think it's been a great idea. We're trying to get some great minds to think alike on it. I've already got my contribution figured out to it, but we'll get into that a little bit. First, we'll touch on this game, though. You like the Colts tonight, Smitty.
I love the Colts. I love the Colts because
why?
I hate the Broncos.
Okay, so it's more of an anti-Denver sweat.
Broncos. Look, I'm taking the Colts money line because they're in desperation mode. They actually need this win. But But I definitely seen them cover the 3.5 spread unless something fucking really freaky happens, like where they're down by 2 and on the last drive and Matt Ryan takes a safety.
So I'm seeing it at 3. So if you get 3.5, I get that. No Jonathan Taylor.
It was 3.5.
My question I want to ask you, without Jonathan Taylor, who's going to make these plays for them?
I think that they have been drastically underusing Hines all year.
Oh, that's true.
To the
Hines.
point where they haven't even fucking looked his direction up until the last game. I think Hines he's not as good as a back as Jonathan Taylor, especially in the bruising setting. He's not going to get 25 carries, what Jonathan Taylor does, but for big plays, for electricity, for, catch a swing pass and turn it into a 30-yard gain, I think Hines is definitely your guy for that. But other than that, they really don't have offensive firepower.
Pittman's all they got. He's good, but that's it.
I mean, Mo Alley Cox caught
a good game last
touchdowns last week.
Yeah, I did.
Matt Ryan's going to have to step it up. They don't have offensive firepower. They just don't. So
Naheem Hines
scoring, field goal heavy, ugly game.
Naheem Hines over under 29.5 receiving yards in the Barstool Sports book. I believe that could be worth a look.
We'll see if that's on our lock.
On our parlay. My thoughts on this game, and we've been seeing it with these primetime games. I mean, it's been all of them. They're all flying under. I think this game is going to be 16-13 or something. I mean, the lack of Indy firepower. I know Denver's defense didn't play as well. Last week, Josh Jacobs ran all over them. But Denver's defense has played good other than that. I mean, we saw the 11-10 San Francisco game. They pulled out that ugly Texans win. I think Denver's defense will be fine against Indy on a short week, especially without Taylor. And on the other side of it, look, Indy's defense isn't bad either. I know that Leonard's been banged up at linebacker, but I still love DeForest Buckner. They got some talent in the secondary. And the Broncos' offense has been struggling. And no Javonte Williams, I hate that knee injury he got, man. I just love his potential. I know Melvin Gordon, we're going to take a look at his rushing yards.
Look, we'll take a look at his rushing yards, but Melvin Gordon has fumbled in every single game he's played this year. I wouldn't be surprised if the backup, I believe his name's Boone.
Yeah, Mike Boone. He used to play. He used to be the Vikings backup.
Yeah, he came in last week and kind of had some more big plays than Gordon had all year. So it wouldn't be surprised me if he starts getting the brunt of stuff. But then again, Nathaniel Hackett is a pure hack job. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I will bet against him every single game this year because he is a moron who rode Aaron Rodgers and his daddy's coattails all the way to a head coaching position. And until I'm proven wrong about him, in which I don't think I ever will be because he is a fucking idiot who lucks into wins with Jimmy Garoppolo falling out of the end zone and throwing picks into double coverage. And what was the other win?
The other one was Houston. It was ugly.
Yeah,
it was uglier than sin.
Should have lost to Houston.
Yeah,
you
just
lose
nobody
to
could
Seattle
score.
opening night. No, you're a fucking moron. And again, Matt Ryan might be more of a moron.
I want to ask a question. You're an obviously huge Philly guy. Frank Reich, offensive coordinator on the Super Bowl winning team. What are your thoughts on him right now? Because he's catching a little heat.
As he should. He's the one who brought Carson Wentz in last year. I don't think that should have been as much of a disaster as it ended up. Wentz didn't have a bad year up until the last game, which he should have won, but that was all Frank Reich's decision. I'm interested to see how much Irsay blames Frank Reich for that.
Well, what about Chris Ballard? I mean, Chris Ballard has to share some blame
for the lack of firepower and weapons.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, how much blame is on Frank Reich and how much blame is on Chris Ballard?
Like, you're just regurgitating, like, retread QBs year in, year out. Like,
I mean, every year. It goes back to the irony is like.
It goes back to Brissett.
Well, it goes back to Luck retiring. Luck was supposed to be the guy the whole time, and they've gone since then. It's been Brissett, Rivers, Wentz, Ryan. I mean, every year it's somebody different. There's no continuity. I don't know. It's just it's interesting to me because
no, but I think both teams are trash teams, to be honest with you, and the Colts are desperate for more of a win. I'm going Colts.
All right, let's run through the NFL board, and then we're going to build our Pick Central parlay. London game, Green Bay, 8-point favorite, over under 42 over the New York Giants on the Barstool Sports book. Giants quarterback situation, I hadn't heard any more news. Last week, Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor both being banged up. You had Barkley out there running the freaking Wildcat. So I kind of need to know a little more about that before I make a pick. But I said this last week, and
he was looking good this week rolling out in practice.
Okay.
I was tweeting.
Well, I can't.
So I think
Here's the thing, man. Green Bay is a pretty, people are going to want to take them here. How do you lay 8 with Green Bay with the way they're all? I know their offense played a little better last week, but man, 8's a lot of points. They're not scoring much right now.
No, I like.
See it. I mean, if you get up 7-0 with the Giants, you're going to win here. I mean, like, just the way Green Bay's playing, they're trying to run the ball. The receiving core, they're still figuring it out with Romeo Doubs and Lazard and those guys.
No, I agree with you. I think Giants are playing. Giants are playing as good as the Giants are going to play all year. If Daniel Jones is happy, that's a covering line. I don't think they're going to win. But then again, it's London. Things are fishy. Maybe the Giants do win. Maybe the Packers do put up 45 on them. Like, this could be the week Dubes comes out and just like is his next Donald Driver, like or
Greg Jennings,
Greg Jennings or Jordy Nelson.
I feel like I need to get some stats. I mean, I'd have to get Ebo to look at stats.
Oh, so how is Randall Cobb A still in the league and B looking like he did like 5 years ago?
He plays well when he's healthy. The problem is about week 4 or 5. Well, that's his week 4 or 5. But he gets nicked up.
I don't know. I was just surprised to see he looks good. He never really was a superstar, but he's not a star that he was.
You know what's crazy about Randall Cobb is that it feels like he's been in the league forever, but him and Adam Thielen are the same age. We found that out.
No shit.
Yeah, we're looking at that the other day, like 2 weeks ago. It's exact same age.
I guess Thielen was a late bloomer.
Ebo, I got a question, a stats thing. I don't know if you can get this real quick. If you can, it's okay. We can bring it up tomorrow. I feel like the underdogs cover in London a lot. But that's a gut feeling. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I feel like it's kind of like nobody knows what the hell is going to happen in these London games, and that there's value on underdogs. And the Saints did cover the +4 last week, even though they lost by 3. But I'm curious, like, what the underdogs record is in London, if you don't mind checking it. But if you can't look at it now, tomorrow is fine on that too. All right, next game. Tampa Bay is 9 at home over Atlanta. Over/under is 47. I think Cordarrelle Patterson being out till week 9 is a huge loss for Atlanta. I'm not surprised. They were really using him a lot, and he's got a knee injury. This is one of those lines. This is an interesting one because you would think Tampa might be 7 with Atlanta being 2-2, and Tampa's been struggling a little bit. I'm kind of feeling a Tampa bounce-back effort here, Smitty.
I don't think Cordarrelle Patterson out that much really hurts. They had 2 guys come in last week and basically cover for him. And then some. I do think
Tyler Allgeier's the BYU.
Yeah, I do think this is a game where the Falcons just. I don't think they show up. I don't. I think the Bucs they need a fuck you game.
Yeah.
Under their belt.
They need a get right game.
I think Tom comes out, gets right. The receivers are back, healthy, ready to go. I think the Falcons have done a good job hanging with okay teams. So far, I think this is the week the Bucs say fuck you.
Yeah,
like 40-10.
I'm thinking 31-17, something like that. Tampa. So we're kind of on the same page on that one. Chicago Bears +7.5 at Minnesota. Over/under 44. The way Justin Fields is throwing the ball, I ain't taking Chicago on the road all year. Period. The way their passing game is, and it's not all his fault. They made a terrible offensive coordinator hire that was similar to the Denver hire with Hackett. They hired Green Bay's quarterbacks coach last year, like Luke Getty or whatever his name is. What do you have to do to coach Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback? You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at Nathaniel Hackett. You have to be buddies.
Same thing, but it's like similar. It's the same thing basically with Hackett. I didn't know about that, and they got no weapons. But man, Fields is really struggling throwing the ball, and with no passing game, I ain't taking them on the road. I mean, I like Minnesota more at 7 than 7.5. I mean, who doesn't? Rocket science stuff, but I just can't back Chicago right now with being so one-dimensional.
No, I agree.
At home, I hate it. When it's like bad weather and freezing cold at home, I will take them. And then some underdog spots.
Yeah.
I feel like they're made for those like grinded out. We saw that week 1 against the Niners when they won. But, man, I can't take them on the road.
I think the Vikings play their best against kind of dysfunctional teams and kind of put them away. Because the Vikings are, when they play a bad team, they're kind of a well-oiled machine.
Well, they played like crap against Detroit, too.
Yeah, but Detroit's not a bad team, though.
They're not that bad.
No, they're not that bad.
They're not that bad.
I think against bad teams or teams that are playing bad, they will handle.
Okay, next up, Detroit plus, speaking of Detroit, perfect segue into Detroit +3 at New England, over/under 45.5 on the Barstool Sports book. Mac Jones is like out there at practice, but who knows? High ankle sprain's bad, though. That's not normally a 2-week injury. I thought Zappe looked all right last week. My instincts like New England here.
I think the line is going to land exactly on 3.
Okay, you think New England wins?
I think New England wins by 3. Yes.
Okay, my instincts think New England wins.
I actually would like the under here. I think New England holds them in check.
Detroit's due to play an under. They've allowed the most points in the first 4 weeks of any team in NFL history.
Yeah, I think that New England controls the ball. St. Brown's supposedly coming back, but he's still banged up. Swift might be coming back. If not, Williams is still good, but the Patriots' defense is solid. I think they will kind of clench the nuts a little bit.
There you go. Well, Jared Goff's kind of due a bad game,
go.
too. All right, Houston at Jacksonville. AFC South battle. Jacksonville 7-43.5. Houston's won the last 4 in this series, but does that matter? Like, this is a totally different Jags team with Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence. I got to give Philly props. I thought, Jags jumped them early. I thought that was a really good win last week by the Eagles.
Very good win.
You knew Doug Peterson. You knew Peterson was going to be fired up for that game. This game, I sound like I hate getting on here and being like, oh, I don't have an opinion because I look like so weak, but I really don't. I don't want to lay 7 in a division game here, but I don't want to go against the Jags either. Do you have any thoughts?
Oh, I like the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are a better team than what they showed in Philly. I think this is a clear you are who we thought you are game. If the Jags crush them, then we're talking division champs. If it's close or they lose, it's kind of like maybe they do kind of take a step back and aren't as good. But I really like the Jags.
I do like going against Houston on the road. Last year they were getting blown out on the road, but whatever that's worth. Interesting game in Cleveland. L.A. Chargers have got the fishy sucker -2.5 road favorite line on them, which at some point I'm just going to write like a thesis statement on road favorite -2.5. That, like, anytime I see that line, it's just like might as well put alarm bells.
It's a must-win for Cleveland.
No, and they just blew that game. They're 2-2, but they could be 4-0. They blew the Jets and Falcons games. I thought the coaching was. Why don't they just keep giving it to Nick Chubb for 8 yards every play? I mean, literally, the Chargers don't have a great run defense. Pierce busted that long run last week against them. I just don't understand. They're just leveling themselves throwing. Just run the damn ball. I mean, you got a good O-line and a good running game, 2 good running backs. Protect your defense. I don't understand why this is a difficult thing.
Cleveland in the over. That's my play.
Okay. Well, Chargers had a solid bounce-back effort at Houston last week. I was wrong on that game. Still a lot of injuries, though. No Bosa, no Slater at left tackle. Keenan Allen, we don't know if he's going to go or not. I don't know. I would lean Cleveland if anyone. Miami Dolphins, 3.5 at the Jets. I was kind of saying taking a look at the Jets early in the week, but then I looked at that stat. Ebo, I believe you had it, Teddy Bridgewater on the road and gets the spread. What is he, 22-5 or something? It's something.
24-6.
24-6 on the road against the spread. And it makes sense, though, because when you look at, like, Teddy Bridgewater, what's he going to do? He's not going to give the damn game away on the road. He don't turn the ball over that much. And so that stat alone makes me,
Yeah, and you saw Teddy with the Saints, who I think was better than when he was starting for the Broncos last year. I thought he was trash. But when he comes in as a backup,
yeah, he manages the game.
He's solid.
Yeah,
he's
man.
solid.
He uncorked that throw on the Thursday night, that Tyreek Hill bomb. It was like 65 yards in the air. I didn't know he could do that.
And the Jets, I don't see the Jets putting it together back-to-back weeks like that.
All right, because we continue to run through the board. Boy, it's just crazy to see these lines by the Steelers because how good they've been for so long. The Buffalo Bills, they had 14 against Kenny Pickett.
Steelers fucking stink.
Yeah, they do. And they stink. And, boy, Kenny Pickett, like the Bills run one of the most complex defensive schemes in football. That's a brutal first start for Kenny Pickett on the road in Buffalo. I mean, let's just – I talked about this at length before the year. Steelers got the worst offensive coordinator in the NFL, Matt Canada. The quarterback situation's in flux, and they got no O-line. I mean, how are you going to be good? Like, I don't care who's playing running back or receiver. Like, when you can't block, you have crappy play calling, and you don't have an established quarterback, it's not going to be easy in pro football, period.
And even the talent that they have. Najee Harris, he looks different.
I think he's good.
I think he's good, but he doesn't look like he's hitting the holes as fast. He's obviously not putting up the numbers.
No, I mean, he doesn't block for the O-line. If you're playing them, I mean, why would you let Harris do anything? I don't know. I just don't understand how Matt Canada's an OC in the NFL, and I know I'm annoying about it because I bring it up like twice a week. But the fact that they thought he could call plays in pro football is they've watched a lot of different stuff than me. Would you lay the 14 with Buffalo though?
Yes, I think.
I just hate laying more than 10 in pro football.
I think this is a hammer game. I think it's a defensive touchdown game for them. I think it's over interceptions.
I actually like under 46.5 because I think Pittsburgh may not score 10.
I think the final score might be 40-6.
Yeah, I could see this one getting bloody. All right, Seattle plus 5.5 in New Orleans, over under 46. What's interesting to me about this one is this is kind of one of those games where Seattle's 2-2. They're not that bad. Geno Smith's been playing well. I thought this thing would be 3.5 or 4, and it came out at 5.5. The Saints are 1-3. They're really banged up. We don't know if Alvin Kamara or Thomas or what's going on with Winston at this point. Andy Dalton, solid backup effort last week. He wasn't the reason they lost. But it just this line sending off an alarm bell to take the Saints because, like, why is it 5.5?
Yeah, it's a Saints bounce back game.
Must win. Got to get to 2-3.
But must win. I think the Seahawks, their over-under's 5.5 for the year, which I think goes over at this point.
I do too, the way Geno's throwing the ball.
Yeah, they're better than what we thought. I think this is a Saints defense game.
Yeah,
I think this is an ugly 9-3 type of effort in which the Saints defense just takes over.
What's actually ironic is they played on Monday Night Football last year, and I think the Saints won 13-10. And just a total crappy.
Yep, Saints and the under.
Okay. Tennessee Titans go into the Washington Commanders. Tennessee, a 1.5-point road favorite, over under 42.5. The first thing I think of this matchup is, damn, this game's going to be ugly with these two teams. I mean, this is just an ugly, ugly matchup.
I'll tell you what.
My instincts like.
I'll tell you what.
This is the Commanders.
This is the game. This is a type of game that the Titans lose. They play down the competition. The Commanders backs up against the ropes. No respect whatsoever. I'm going Commanders money line.
I like the Commanders in the 1.5.
And I like the Titans. I like them.
But that's what they are, though. They're great in the last 2 weeks. They're home underdog to the Raiders. They're a +4 at Indy.
Then again, that's what we said going to Buffalo.
Well,
They're going to give them a game, and they got the dicks cut off.
Buffalo kills it. You know, what are you going to do, man? You can't book them all. All right, Niners 6.5. Late afternoon game here, which I actually think is interesting because that helps the Niners traveling. They don't have to play the early game at Carolina. 49ers minus 6.5 and 39. Smitty, I ask you this. How are 39 points going to be scored in a game between these two teams? I think the San Francisco wins 17-6.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's going to be ugly.
Yeah, I like to think that Carolina has fighting them to beat the 49ers here. I mean, this game is kind of going to be like the Broncos 49ers game in my mind. You're going to get a lot of ugly offensive plays, but one drive is going to be able to win it. And if the Panthers can do it, if they can put it together, maybe get some good field position one way or another, they might be able to. I think I might take Panthers line, though.
No, Panthers 6.5 is a lot of points. No, 6.5 is a lot.
Like, it might be,
both teams are going to struggle moving the ball. The Panthers defense plays hard.
Yeah, it might be a 10-6 game.
I mean, it really could. I'm going to look at the alternate under here. So lately I've been kind of messing around with these. But, like, I might go under 35.5 here because you can move the spreads and the over-unders if you have, like, a strong read on something. You know, in this game, I do. I thought, dude, this is going to be a 17-7 game, you know. Why not move the alternate under?
Why not, Ben Mitz?
Why not? But check that out. That's a great feature on the Barstool Sportsbook to move the line with good odds. And then also suggested on your parlay pluses, man. When you move the line a little bit, you get the plus 150 behind it.
It cost us when we didn't move the line for the over-under the other night.
Yeah, but you get a little juice with it. All right, Cowboys at Rams. Cooper Rush going to start one more week, it looks like. Rams 5-point favorite, 43. I am going to catch heat for this, but I actually like the Rams.
I don't hate the Rams either because this is a must-win for the Rams. The Cowboys are going to keep it close, though.
Cowboys are really public.
This is not going to be a blowout game.
I kind of think the Rams. I don't know.
I think Rams by 3. So the Cowboys.
I just feel like everybody's going to be on the Cowboys here after how bad the Rams look Monday night.
The Rams have to win this game. I think they do win the game, but I think the Cowboys defense is playing that well where it's going to be close.
Do you like under 42? 43?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thing is, Cooper Rush is like such a solid game manager, but they're not scoring in the 30s with them. They're just like 20,
But that's also why they're winning.
No, agreed. He's playing great.
Yeah.
All right. Eagles at Arizona. We only got a couple more to get to, and then we're going to build our Parlay Plus. Like and subscribe on the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. All right, Eagles by 5 at Arizona, over under 49. What's interesting to me about this game, other than this Philly heater, is everything I believe in gambling, you throw out the toilet when you're talking about the Arizona Cardinals. Usually I go against teams on the road. I back them as a home underdog. Arizona's awesome on the road, and they stink at home. And until proven differently, last year they were 9-0 on the road. They're 2-0 on the road this year. They're 0-2 at home. I mean, I'm on Philly here. I think
this
the train's rolling.
This is a big first half betting game. the Cardinals are the worst team in the NFL by far in the first half. By far. Booze, you said they don't have a point in the first quarter? Or touchdown?
They haven't scored a touchdown in the first quarter yet this season.
And the Eagles, if they're not, I don't have the numbers on this, if they're not the best first half team in the NFL, they are easily top 3.
Oh, no, they've come out. The only game, I'm trying to think, I remember they came out and just destroyed the football team, Minnesota.
I mean, they've scored 20-plus points in every single first half, right?
I like it. Eagles first.
Philadelphia is ranked first in first half points, followed by Kansas City and Baltimore.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would hammer everything first half with
Maybe
that.
even first quarter.
The wild card factor here, 2 wild card factors heading into this game. Number 1, injuries for the Eagles. Jordan Mailata, don't know if he's playing. Isaac Seumalo is a guard. Don't know if he's playing. Good guard. Now they have good backups ready to go, but that's questionable. Darius Slay is banged up. Don't know what's going to be happening with him. So there are a few injuries for the Eagles that are going under the radar. And also, Kyler Murray is the best quarterback they will be facing thus far this year. He's a wild card. He's just a wild card. There's something that they haven't seen yet. The Eagles defense has been playing great. They've been blitzing the shit out of teams, really holding people in contempt, causing turnovers. That could be a great thing against Kyler Murray, or that's when Kyler Murray exposes the defense. So obviously I'm hoping that they're able to contain him. But if Kyler Murray plays like an MVP like he did beginning last year, it's going to be tougher than it seems.
I like the Eagles' first half thing. I mean, like I said, Arizona, just the home, they've been struggling. I want to see what you have an opinion, because Sunday night, great game in the AFC North. Battle of 2-2-2 teams. But Ravens are 3 at home over Cincy. And, I mean, this is just a classic. Vegas has no idea, and the home team's a 3-point favorite. Over-under's 48.5. You know, I remember last year around this time in October, Cincinnati went to Baltimore, and Jamar Chase threw up that 250. That was the game Dave had like $250,000 on the Bengals. Do you have any thoughts on this game? Because this is a hard one to pick.
This one's a toss-up for me.
Yeah, I know. I
think,
hate to sound like this is a very hard game to pick.
It's interesting because if the Ravens won last week, I'm hammering Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But since they lost and they're in desperation mode a little
teams
bit.
Need this to take control of the division.
I kind of like the under.
Me too.
In it.
That's what I like too. I think that the Bengals, I'll catch heat for this, I'm sure, because I bagged on Zach Taylor and he got them all the way to the Super Bowl last year. I think the Bengals play calling is vanilla, and it should be a lot better. I think they've got so much talent out there, and I know they're still good with Burrow.
It's their line, man.
Well, no, it's their line, but they're doing too many empty. I just don't know. I mean,
Also,
I feel like the play calling is vanilla.
Joe Mixon has not got it going.
He's been a little banged up. I thought he was going to be big.
No, he's not really banged up. He's not getting it going. It's not necessarily his fault.
Yeah, the
It's
line.
the line.
Yeah, I'm looking at the under, and finally Monday night, I like KC to smack the Raiders. KC's a 7-point favorite, but they've kind of owned the Raiders lately.
Yeah, we'll see.
Division
We'll see. I mean, Josh McDaniels is the type of coach that Andy Reid just takes advantage of. So I don't disagree with that. And Chiefs' defense has been playing better.
Oh, all right, we're going to get to our parlay in a second. The Eagles currently the leader to win the NFC Championship at plus 320. Did you get on this early in the year?
The NFC Championship, I did not. Big Cat did. For Super Bowl odds, which is absolutely brilliant because right now, even for hedging purposes, he's in the driver's seat. They're going to be, as the schedule is dictating right now, as long as they're healthy, they're going to be at least a 2 seed. I mean, that's just the way the schedule's working out. Hopefully it stays. Hopefully they keep the tempo up. Hopefully they stay healthy. But holy shit, is their schedule fucking skim milk right now.
That's not a bad thing. I got to give a shout out to my guy SJ Tui in the Central Florida Athletic Department. FaceTimed me earlier, just bagging on me for going against him last night. John Rice Plumlee, the ex-Ole Miss Rebel. He wasn't wrong. I took that L.
Also, interesting stat with the Eagles that PFT brought up to me before the dozen. The Eagles, the first 4 games of the season, don't have a field goal attempted against them.
That's a wild stat.
How does that even happen?
That's a crazy stat.
He was looking back. He's like, I think this is the first time since '99, but it might be the first time it's ever happened. Like that, I'm thinking back. I'm like, okay,
y'all are jumping out so big early that teams aren't being able to take. If you're down 21-0, it's like, well, I can't
accidentally fall into a field goal situation some way somehow through 4 games. Like, it's incredible that hasn't happened.
All right, let's get into our parlay plus for tonight's game. We're going to do our Pick Central parlay. We're pulling that up. The first thing, look, everybody's supposed to. We're kind of doing a thing here where there's been a lot of debate, but everybody's kind of bringing their own pick for it and stating their case, whether it makes it.
We're making the final decisions here. We're me, the fellas in the booth. This is what we're doing. We got the chirps from the guys who aren't here a little bit, one of which I like, Rico's field goals. I think this is a field goal game. I struck down automatically doing the field goals for primetime games because, situational. Don't know how it goes. This is a field goal game.
Well, I've got a few thoughts on it, but my biggest contribution is I want to put under, but move it to 38.5 at plus 145 in this, because by doing the move the line thing, by doing the under 38.5 instead of 42, if this is the crappy 17-13 game I envision, the plus 145 is huge for the parlay, because now you don't have to do 4 or 5 to get to 10-1.
My lock would be, I have two.
Okay, I've got a couple other thoughts too.
One would be Colts plus 3.5.
Okay, I don't hate that, but it's 3. Do you want to move it to 3.5?
We take the hook. We move it to 3.5, and 2 would be Hines over 29.5 receiving yards.
I like Hines over 29.5 receiving too. I'm all about that because
he's the over under for his catches is 4.5.
I think
the fact that it's at 4.5, that's a lot. That's a lot, which means the yardage shouldn't be a problem if it's at 4.5. He should be able to get that with 4 catches.
I like that too. I think they're going to be using screens and catching balls. Also, like we said, Matt Ryan, veteran quarterback, likes to check down. I personally do not. My other strong opinion, I don't want to bet any touchdown scores in this game because I don't think there are going to be many touchdowns.
No, I agree.
Honestly, I'll just say this out loud. I think the touchdown score bets are all but scams anyway. The odds are crappy on them. I don't want to say scam's a strong term. I shouldn't have said that. But I just feel like they're not good bets.
Well, that's why they're like 1,000 to 1 sometimes.
If they're 1,000 to 1, they're good. But like a lot of times they're like plus 120 to score in a game.
Like I got Allen Robinson.
What do you expect somebody to score 15 touchdowns?
Dude, when you have Jonathan Taylor at plus 120 like he was last year to score first, like you're taking Jonathan Taylor, and most of the time it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think they're juiced too much, but that's my opinion. I like that.
Could you just tell us what the picks are so far?
Hines over
29.5 receiving yards.
Yes.
For the Colts. Under 38.5 alternate line plus 145.
I am striking a veto.
And then Colts plus 3.5.
And Colts plus 3.5. I'm striking a veto, and if I get cast down for this, so be it. I'm striking Marty Mush's lock of Melvin Gordon over rush yards.
I'm fine with that. I don't like it either.
Because I think he has fumbled in every single game. He's going to be on a short leash. There's going to be a rotation. Anyway, I don't care if he's listed as a starter. We are not taking that over.
Do you think?
And Marty guaranteed it. I am vetoing it right now.
Well, let's see what Colts plus 3.5, under 38.5, and Nyheim Hines over 29.5 is, because we've got 3 right there. If that and I think that might be decent odds. Can we plug that in, boys?
They're working on it.
Hold on, we'll work. Yeah.
Keep going. I appreciate it. Other ones I was looking at. I thought Matt Ryan and Matt Ryan 230.5 and Wilson 231.5 are both kind of high passing.
I think they are, but I think that's risky. This could be a couple. Yeah, they are.
Those are both too high.
They are very high.
They're both too high.
Yeah, Wilson catches he has a couple plays where he has a couple 30-yard shots downfield, and then they stall out in the red zone. So I could see him going the over. The Matt Ryan, that's a tough one. That's a real tough one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're just, I feel like this is a game where you could just take a lot of unders and you could probably win. But I do like the Nyheim Hines over 29.5 because I think the dump down factor. All right, they're still putting it. Are y'all still putting it together?
How do you like that you see so far on the right? On the right side, so we have the over 3.5 field goals.
The money line troubles me. Colts money line.
Yeah, that's not what we were supposed to have.
Yeah, Colts plus 3.5.
The Colts are supposed to be plus 3.5.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Colts plus those are the odds. Plus 100 for Colts 3.5.
What? So it went.
Looking at it right there.
No, that's plus 3. That's plus 3.
Oh, plus 3.5.
Yeah, we're moving the line to 3, and we want the extra half.
Yeah. So plus 3.5, you got minus 121.
Love
That's
it.
Fine.
Love it.
Plug that in, and let's see what kind of odds we got.
It should be plus 800.
I think it's gonna be more because plus 145.
Yeah.
The alternate under. The secret is when you do these alternates, boy. That plus.
Whoa! Wait! I didn't know we were doing that. I am going to probably object for the alternate under. You want to take alternate under on your own, that's fine. I would put the under a couple points the other way because we don't want it happening where the over-under is 40 or
42.
It's 42.
Let's just see what the odds are. Let's just see what the odds are.
I don't care what the odds are.
I do.
If it's 40, if every leg hits and it ends up being 41 or even 43 when we could have pushed it to 45 instead, like we're being greedy right now. If we're taking that
okay,
under,
let's see what this is, and then let's put the regular under in. I'm not saying no to that.
I would say even bump it up to like 45.
Then your odds suck.
They don't suck. They're still going to be plus 700.
Well, let's see what these odds are. If we can, if it'll get punched in.
We're working on it.
It's hard because we're in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're trying to do fancy graphics too.
Okay, well, how about this? Just put it the regular. I'm fine with what Smitty said. We're gonna go instead of the alternate 38.5. We're gonna just do the regular under a 42.
The regular. So we're gonna put in the ones that are on the screen. If you don't mind.
Okay, well, okay.
It'll start the process all over again, and we're almost done for the show.
Well, okay. Well.
Yeah.
Smitty's.
I wholeheartedly object to that alternate over under. I wish I was.
We'll release an updated for the people. We'll release an actual updated one.
My thing is with Smitty's objection. I'm not saying no. I get his point. I still get my pick in on under, and we still get good odds. So I think it's a fair. I'm not saying that's bad. All right.
So for what we have right now, the odds are plus 1,200.
1,200.
With the under 42
so far.
Right there, it's with the under 42, it's 1,200.
For what you see, it's plus 1,200.
I love it.
That's
We're in.
On the right.
We're in.
Chat and Booth. Ebo, Booze, let's take a vote. Should we keep it at 42 or should we put it to 44.5?
42, 100%. I've already given.
I'm all for putting it at 44.5 just in case.
I say
we're getting 12 to 1 on our money.
They keep it 42.
If we go to 44.5, we still get 10.5 to 1.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
neutral. Either's fine. 10.5 or 12 to 1 are both great. So,
I mean, 44.5 would be.
I'd like to move it up a little bit. I want to see one go through the hoop. You know?
Yeah, 44.5. Hey, look, 10.5 to 1's good. I'm all about. My thing on these parlay pluses is it's all about. Like, I know that you're just worried about winning them, but they're hard to win. I hate the 5 or 6 to 1 ones. Like, I love the 10 or 11 to 1 because then you just hit a couple of them and you make money. In the long run.
44.5. Lock it.
10.5 to 1. Let's do it.
10.5 to 1.
Run
that would be our biggest by far.
Chat likes 44.5.
Yeah.
44.5 it is. I still get my under pick. Do you like the 3.5 field goal pick? I think is fine.
That's okay. So 3.5 is Rico's. The
under's me.
The under's you.
The Colts is you. And then the Naheem.
The Colts is kind of all of us.
Well, kind of. And then the Naheem Hines, I'd say, is both of us.
Yeah.
I mean, we both like that.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got it. 10.5 to 1. Let's hit a damn pick central parlay, boys.
Central parlay and my. You want me to do the F at Fireball pick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that for us, Smitty.
F at Fireball pick of the day. I said it before. I'll say it again. Colts 3.5. I'm taking a money line. Colts 3.5. If the Broncos some way somehow with that Nathaniel Hack job and fucking stale crouton Russell Wilson doing his Subway commercials end up winning but covering, good for them. I think the Colts win, but just in case, take the 3.5, take the 3, hook it a little bit, 3.5, effort fire pick of the day. Fuck it, Fireball.
My pick for the day, I'm on the first half under, the game under, and I may even add that under 38.5. Like I said, if this is a shootout between Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson and the way these offenses look on primetime Thursday night, I'm just going to lose some money. Screw it. It's happened before. No, I'm on the under, and I like the under. The alternate under plus 145 at 38.5. Let's get ready for. I went big on the Niners Broncos 11-10 under 2 weeks ago on Sunday night. Let's run it back.
Yeah, my picks pretty much reflect what I've been saying all show. I took Hines over yards, took the Colts plus 3.5, and I had one more. I completely forgot what it was. The graphic will show it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Do we have updated standings for the month? I'm just curious what they are before we get into the weekend. I know Ev won last year in September. Last month in September. Shout out to him. Like and subscribe to the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. Also, I mean, if we needed, do we have anybody else's picks? Marty I know sent in. He really likes Melvin Gordon's over, but I like that we stayed away from it. I don't trust him for anything.
Get out. That's my fault. He can come to me. Speak to me like a man, Marty. Come to me now. If you don't like that, you come to me.
Yeah, there you go. And then here's our last night. Rico had the best night. I didn't see the updated for October. Let's see if we can see it.
Somebody's having a good month.
There you go. You up top?
Nah, I couldn't say. I just assumed.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Smitty up top with 11.5 units. Brandon Walker second.
Okay. Cool. I'm having a decent. I'm happy so far.
We're a burger away from even for the year.
A burger, 50 burger. Hey, at least you're not 100. Here's Rico. Rico's gotten under 100 now, right?
Rico's got a tough look.
Hey, man. Hey, I had the 100 last year, and I took a lot of crap, so it is what it is. But once again, check out the Pick Central Parlay. Bet it. Love the odds. 10.5 to 1. Shout out to Ebo's Booze. Love what's going on with Pick Central. We're on Instagram and TikTok now too. So follow the Pick Central account on Instagram.
And just like the stream right now on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just like it. That's all you have to do. Like and subscribe.
Yeah,
like
the more support, the better, boys. And love what's going on with the show. We get the Yak up next tomorrow. Football Friday. We're gonna hit the college. That
was pure sports talk, Ben Mintz.
Yeah, tomorrow Football Friday. We'll hit the college football a little harder. College football show at Rutgers, 5:30 Friday night. Live streams from Barstool Sports Book at the Gambling House in Hoboken all weekend. Thanks to our team. Thanks to Smitty. Had a blast.
2 p.m. tomorrow, Barstool Sansom, Phillies. If you're in Philly, come through. Beers on.
The Yak is up next.